Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X-Men Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk about my God of War Ragnarok review because some of you guys already seem a little bit salty. And let me just, there are going to be spoilers in this discussion, okay? Because I'm going to break down exactly why I gave it an 8, and I'm going to back up my claims. So if you don't like it, sorry, man. I'm not just going to shower praise on these Sony first-party games just because you think they deserve it. Yes, this is definitely a feel-good game. You can feel good about this all you want. I could easily see how somebody could buy this game and easily justify, yeah, man, it's the greatest game of the year. But saying that this game is even close to being game of the year over something like Elden Ring or anything else, like we'll let the Game Awards decide. If it wins, I'll accept it. If it doesn't, I won't. Like, it is what it is. But let's start off from the very beginning, okay? That first hour and 18 minutes of the game, like I have that recorded. I've already uploaded that. You can watch it as many times as you want. That right there were some things in there that were like, I mean, definitely could be tear jerkers for certain people, but it didn't hit me the way like it's going to hit a lot of people. And like I said, my review is my opinion of how this game went. That very first fight with Thor was pretty lackluster. Like it really just didn't feel that great to me. And then you watch throughout the whole game as they develop Thor's character. He goes from that right there to where yes, as Loki or as Atreus, you will be playing with Thor like you were going through a level with Kratos. Like but you'll be controlling Loki instead of Thor a couple of times. And then that story and relationship starts to develop and stuff. By the time the end of this game got there, like the story and all of that stuff was just like, are you kidding me, man? Like seriously, do these guys all work at freaking Facebook or something? You know, they're all like kumbaya moments and stuff. It really didn't hit that hard. Okay, I gave it an 8, mainly because of the visuals and because yeah, the voice acting, all of that stuff's pretty good. And like, there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, oh my gosh, I probably could have gave it a little bit lower of a score. Honestly, to be completely honest with you, you know, the camera work, the combat and stuff, like Atreus's combat feels pretty decent. Like it doesn't feel as juddery. He feels a lot faster. So that's pretty cool. Kratos, you know, kind of just feels slow and sluggish for the most part until you start to get, seriously, it's like 7-8 hours into the game before Kratos combat starts to feel even any better. You are going to be Atreus in this game multiple times for some pretty long sections. You will be playing it like it's almost equal. Playing as Kratos or Atreus, like it's almost equal. Like I feel like you are Kratos more, but I feel like there's some pretty decent sized sections that you'll be just Atreus because he's a little brat kid and wants to run away from home and sneak around and do all this stuff all the time. So it is, and I mean, it's not like this isn't a babysitter game. This time, it's not a babysitter. Like you're either playing as Kratos or you're playing as Atreus, and like sometimes you're Kratos and you're running around with Freya, or you're Atreus and you're running around with Thor and Thor's daughter and whoever else. You know what I mean? This game, it tries to do so freaking many different story arcs that like most of the other story arcs are wrapped up in the side content. So if you want that, you're going to have to do that side content. But if you want to just get through the main story like I did, it's going to feel like it's not going to completely come all together. Now, yeah, I could have sat here and spent 40 hours playing through God of War Ragnarok. I definitely could have done that. I could have spent a lot of time playing around in this and like dawdling and looking at visuals and stuff, but you know, I just didn't feel like it was worth it. I just didn't feel like it was worth my time to sit there and do all of this. And I'm not saying that as a fanboy because I'm just at a point with these story-driven narrative games, these linear experiences that I'm just like I lose interest when it gets to that annoying, boring stuff in the middle of the game that literally makes no sense. Like just oh my gosh, guys, you guys got to stop this freaking overhyping these pretty visual games. You have to, man. Like you just have to. It's really frustrating, man, because like I'm not that kind of person, man. I'll never be that kind of dude. I can't just sit here and blindly hype some, like, dude, I go against the grain a lot. That's just in my nature. That's just who I am. I mean, maybe you could say I'm a pessimist, but I don't necessarily think I'm a pessimist. I mean, I and I don't have like this grudge of going after PlayStation. Like I don't. I really don't. I still haven't even finished A Plague Tale Requiem. And I should. But even that game, I get into it and I'm trying to do like the linear stuff, and and when it gets to them slow parts, I'm just like, oh man, like I don't want to do this. My mind is just thinking, oh man, maybe I want to jump on and play like something like Gotham Knights. I was able to get through all of Gotham Knights and like feel good and want to keep playing. Like I was dreading going through God of War Ragnarok. It literally got so bad that I had to put the game on story mode just so I could stay interested. Just so those annoying sections, so I could get through them faster. Now, let's talk about boss fights in this game, because I'm pretty sure there's some secret boss fights, obviously, because the ones that I fought, those weren't really that great, man. Heimdall, like, okay, whatever, throw spears at him and then finally you can fight him or whatever. That was kind of annoying. You got the Nilhogg or whatever, the boss, that you gotta fight that thing. That was uninteresting. You got the Thor fight 2 times. You got the two fights with Odin. You've got a fight with a giant. Angerboda's grandma. Yeah, dude, it wasn't really that like, man. You got the big wolf, Grim. Oh my gosh, man. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of you guys just want to love this game just purely out of console wars. Whatever, man. Whatever. That's fine. Yeah. I guess maybe Xbox should make a game like this. Just so they have one, so that people can stop complaining about Xbox not having them when they keep trying to throw mid games or average. I'm not saying that Sony makes bad games at all. I'm not saying that, but I do believe they are starting to feel more and more average every time they come out. They're just average games with really pretty graphics. Now, if every other developer out there had that sweet Call of Duty money, that virtuous cycle Call of Duty money, then maybe they could invest more in like high quality visuals. You know what I mean? But they don't. They don't. So we get these ones from Sony. They usually do feel they usually do feel like dude, I was under the spell for a long time. They really do feel like when you're in it and you're deep in the PlayStation ecosystem and you're like, oh my gosh, these games are so good, and you get around the little echo chamber and everybody that's out there just being like, yeah, 10. People were saying this game was a 10 before they even played it. And then you play it and then you sit there and like, seriously, man, like, I'm not trying to be mean or not, but when you're going through a game, and I know you all feel this, when you're going through a game and it has these boring parts that you slog through, but like, something in the game, or you really love the character, you really love the game, or something like that, it's easy to overlook those. Like, it is. And I mean, obviously I made it through God of War. I overlooked them, like, whatever. I gave it an 8. I feel like that's a fair score for this game. A lot of people in the review comment, because we did the premiere live, everybody, like, people were starting to question, like whatever, dude. If you love the game, love the game. I don't care. I'm giving you my review of my experience. I play so many freaking games now because of this channel that, like, what do you want me to say, man? Like, I'm starting to get a little more cynical. I'll buy these games and I'll play them, and then I'll tell you, like, yeah, man, Saints Row, average game. Wasn't like the world's greatest, but it was definitely playable. And then you'd be like, "No, that game's trash. That game's trash." And then I'll be like, "Yeah, well, Gotham Knights has a 30 FPS mode, but it's an amazing game. It's really fun. That game sucks because it has 30 FPS." And then I'm like, "Oh man, dude, I can't make you guys happy." Like no, like if I really enjoy an experience, you're like, "Yeah, that game's trash, man." Dude, I'm so sick and tired of the internet. Like I'm so sick and tired of it, man. And then like I'm pretty sure people pay, like Sony pays for reviews. I'm pretty sure Xbox pays for reviews. I'm pretty sure they pay people for reviews, guys. Like they have to. There's no reason. I mean, there's no way an average gamer like myself can sit down and play a game that everybody is just like, "Wow, this game is a 10." And I'm not feeling it, bro. Like really? Like you could say it's like fanboyism or what, like whatever you want, but I've always been more of a PlayStation fan. I've always been a fan of PlayStation first party games. Like since PlayStation 1, I've only been playing. I'm not even that really big of a fan of a lot of the first party stuff that Xbox has put out. Like they're cool games. I like playing them and I've played a lot of them, but I've always been more of a PlayStation fan. And when I'm sitting here telling you like, dude, I'm just not under the spell anymore. Like I'm just not under the spell anymore. I want more. I want better. I want PlayStation to evolve, and it just feels like they're stuck in this thing, you know, of making the same freaking games they've been making for a long time, just with better graphics. And I want something new, man. I want something like Elden Ring. I want more games like that. And I've got more time in Elden Ring this year than any other game. I love that game. I love playing it. I want to be able to just sit down and devote time to it. But I have this channel. I have my family. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not saying that God of War Ragnarok is a bad game, but dude, I was 5 hours into this game, guys. I was 5 hours into it, and I was already giving you guys my first impressions, and I was like, oh man, I don't know about it. And dude, if you're feeling like that after 5 hours into a game, 6 hours into the game, and then it literally starts like that's literally about the time the boring stuff started, like the Traipse over here to do this and Traipse back to do this and backtrack to do this and do that, and just just senseless freaking quests that are like, really, man? Oh no, run over here to check this wall. Nope, nothing there. Run over here to check this one. Nope, nothing there. Run over here and oh, there you go. Third time's the charm. Yay, we found it. That kind of stuff is annoying. It feels like it's just wasting my time. Because when you're playing a story game, you just want to get in there and get the story. And that's what Sony PlayStation first party games have been doing to me. They turn me into this, like when I play their games, I have to have the weekend off. I have to be able to sit down and just play through them and get right through them, because I just stick to the story and just get through it. And that sucks, man. Well, I could play a game like Gotham Knights and just do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I can go over here and do this, and then I can go do that. It's funner that way. Like, I do not feel like Gotham Knights wasted my time at all. And I beat that one in 20 hours as well. And that's an open world game. So I'm not saying that it was that God of War is bad. Like, yeah, that's a fair game. Like, it's a 20-hour game. And I said that was average. That is like 20 hours, but gosh dang, man. it's getting to a point where, like, yeah, dude, this technically, when you think of a Ubisoft game or something, I'm like, yeah, dude, this could have easily been a DLC. But they chose to make it. That's why I'm not calling it a DLC, guys. That's why I'm not calling it a DLC. Like, it could have been, obviously, but no, man. And I feel like the filler stuff they put in there, just in the main freaking quest to do the main campaign, guys, the filler stuff in that, I was like, wow, man. With that much filler, I was like, dude, do I really even want to go out here and do like any of these side quests? Like, I don't know. And now I want to stop and I want to talk about the ending of this game. Okay. This is a heavy spoiler. So if you don't want to hear this, you should walk away right now. So, Kratos does not die. in this game, because I feel like they were a bit too scared to do that. I feel like they were a bit too scared to do that. So it doesn't, so the whole story just doesn't really, like, the ending doesn't fit as cohesively as it probably should, because they had to figure out a way to fix that to where, because I think that was the plan, dude. I think they were gonna, I almost feel like this story was like rewritten post being done. Like I feel like it was rewritten. Like I feel like it was rewritten, and it feels a little bit off because of that, because Kratos doesn't die, and then all of a sudden he becomes like the god. Like people are worshiping him and stuff like that. Like he's the god now. Like he takes Odin's place. Thor does die, Odin, and now Odin dies obviously, but then Loki or Atreus, he just goes off on his own and does his own thing. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Like it's cool. I like the way they did it, but I feel like it was rewritten somewhere in line, because they were like, wait a minute, dude, if we do this after Joel, well, I don't know, man, people are going to be pretty mad about that, because I really do feel like that was going to happen. And there was some pretty decent leaks out there that were saying how that was going to happen and how it was the case. But I feel like something happened along the way that made them think like, no, we can't do this. So it just doesn't feel like it should have felt. And with as much playtime as you get as Atreus, I really do think that Kratos was about to kick the bucket somewhere inside the middle of the game, and you were going to play the rest of the game as Atreus, because that's how the rest of the story kind of feels. It kind of feels like it is all more formed around him, and then like the Kratos stuff just kind of feels like written in after the fact around it with all of that. It really doesn't feel as strong as it could have. And that's, to me, that's like, wait a minute, why is it? And I don't know. Like I'm having mixed feelings about this, and this is the part I'm having the mixed feelings about, is how the story ended up. So post game, then you're running around, you're Kratos, and you're running around with Freya. Loki's off doing his own thing with Angerboda or whatever. I don't even know if she went with him. Obviously he went alone, but she probably could have went with him. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. There is a lot of cool, like, stuff in here. There's a lot of, lore, stuff like that you can pick up and read along the way. Do that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm going to go back and do some of this side stuff, because everything's open up. You can go back and do some of that stuff. But I don't think I would ever play through this game again. It just wasn't that good of a story to want to play through it again. But, and the world's not really that much bigger. So the exploration of it was just like, God, yeah, dude, you could definitely spend 25, 30 hours, because the way they kind of try to sneak in some of these, what are they called? The way they kind of sneak in some of this side quest stuff is like, you'll be in a mission and they'll be like, yeah, let's go do this. And they'll be like, well, if you want to go this way, we can go that way. If you want to go this way, we can do that. And it's like, whatever. Okay. Like, I mean, it kind of feels like it works, like, I mean, it's not like, I mean, obviously they're side quests, but they could be, I mean, and they're kind of like fetch quests, whatever, I was thinking about doing one of them like while I was playing, but I was like, no, I just want to, I was already, just kind of feeling frustrated with the game. So I was like, I don't know, man, I just want to get through it. And I don't know, man, maybe I did ruin my experience with this, or maybe I just don't care enough about these story games and the console war stuff that consistently drives me crazy. It's like I give my opinion on something, and everybody just sits and calls me a fanboy of one console or the other. And it's like, dude, whatever, man. Like, I like games like Elden Ring. I like games like Grounded. I like games with the open world. And gosh, man, like, it feels fine. Like, I'm not saying that the God of War is a bad game by any means. To me, it was an 8. I liked Horizon Forbidden West better. It was a bigger open world. I gave Horizon Forbidden West a 9. And I feel like both of those scores are fair. I mean, I could have gave, just because of all the frustration and stuff that I had throughout this game. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, you could sit and try to say that you can't play video games or whatever. It's like, no, dude. There's like being able to play a video game that feels good, and then playing a video game on a harder level, just because it just, why? I mean, if it's frustrating, if it's not clicking, obviously it's not clicking, man. I've never once in my mind thought that, whoa, Sony games have the best gameplay. No, I've always thought they have the best visuals and the best stories. Never in my life have I really been like, whoa, those got the best gameplay. I mean, like, dude, I've been playing games since PlayStation 1, man. Like, we were playing Siphon Filter. You remember how atrocious the aiming system was with that game? That was so freaking tough. Like, it's always just been when it comes to the gameplay, it's always a little bit more frustrating. Like, I mean, like, seriously, Uncharted shooting didn't even start feeling good until what? The last game, like number 4, and I mean, it still wasn't even that great, but it was still definitely more manageable. Or I mean, think about it, dude. All these PlayStation games, they got all these what are they called? Accessibility features now, so that you can literally like let the game play itself and stuff like that. In a lot of these, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just the way I'm feeling about it. You guys don't need to be mad at me, dude. It's just my opinion. It's just a video game. I bought it. I played it. That's how it hit for me. Like, dude, I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to like sit and trash Sony games. Like, I don't have a reason. Like, it's not the developers. I mean, Sony itself, dude. I mean, if they want $70 for their games, whatever, dude, we'll buy them. We'll buy them if that's what we want to buy, we'll buy it. You know what I mean? Do I think it's hurting their sales? Probably. But okay, man, Sony, you're the ones that decide, you know. Am I going to buy a PSVR? No, dude, I'm not going to buy one. I don't think the PSVR, the original one, ever delivered. So no, man, I'm not gonna buy it. But yeah, man, I'm sorry you guys feel that way about my review. I'm sorry that all the little PlayStation fanboys feel that way. I don't know, man. I don't know. It is getting a lot harder to be excited about some stuff, you know. Like, I love the visuals, whatever, but I need more than just visuals these days, man. I need a game that's going to give me a fun experience that I want to play. And I didn't feel as I didn't feel as driven to play God of War as I did, you know, Gotham Knights. And the only reason I like, even because I said I was just going to wait. I was just going to wait and play it later. You know, let my mind get in a better headspace. But I sat down last night after work and I just sat here. I put it on my 4K TV and I just said, I'm not going to record any more of the footage. I'm just going to play it. Just going to sit back. I'm just going to play it. And, you know, I ended up finishing it in like 19 hours, man. I was like, okay, whatever, man, whatever. I was expecting, I just kept having this feeling like, oh, okay, it's going to get good. 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 And then everything just like kind of just felt mid, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like, okay, that didn't really have a big thud, or cool, this is gonna be and then yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this whole time you're playing the game feeling like, wow, this is gonna get better, and then it just never gets better, and you're just like, okay. And then like, you start hearing, like I said, oh my gosh, man, you start hearing some of the conversations that these Norse medieval freaking people are having, and it's like, dude, it's like they're all sitting in a Starbucks working at Facebook, and I'm like, are you kidding me, man? It's like, wow, dude, like Thor, like Tyr. Oh my gosh. Oh my freaking gosh, no. Whew. Wow. But it wasn't even Tyr. It was freaking, you know what I mean? It just felt like this, like, oh, like this kumbaya moment. I don't know, man. Like, it just, like, a lot of the father-son dynamics of the, you know, like the teenage kid, you know, being rebellious and not telling you what they're doing, wanting to run off with their friends and do their own thing, and thinking that, oh, you're just too old, you just won't understand, like, blah, 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 stuff like that. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, cool. That's really the story you want to tell with God of War? I mean, we all knew it was coming, though, because of the freaking, the way they did the last game. And it is what it is, man. Like, yeah, it's going to hit for a lot of people, but it's not going to hit for a whole bunch. I mean, if you're looking for a movie game with feel-good moments, definitely, dude, God of War Ragnarok. If you're looking for a game like a Elden Ring. So that's my thoughts, man. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't believe I had to make this video to explain everything and just talk about things, because this is just weird, man. This is way weird. But that's my thoughts. There you go. God of War Ragnarok. Have fun, guys. Enjoy Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the year. Boom. There's Sony's biggest game. Let's see what they got coming next. See you in the next one.